Hey everyone, if you've gone out and you bought really fancy RGB fans, you might be wondering how you actually connect them. Do you have to buy some really expensive hub? Probably not this one, which I'll talk about in a minute, but some really expensive hub, or can you connect it directly to your motherboard? Well, the short answer is yes, you can connect RGB fans straight to your motherboard, but if you have too many RGB fans, you might need to go out and buy some expensive hub, and not this one, but this is a fan hub, so just wanted to show it off. The reason for that is a motherboard often has 2 or 3 fan headers, and then a RGB support, which is how you control all the RGB. They often only have 1 or 2 headers for things like that. So if you actually have some super fancy case that has 20 fans, you're not actually going to be able to connect all of them to, like 2 motherboard fan headers and 1 ARGB motherboard fan header. That's simply too much. It's going to be actually overloading those motherboard fan headers. So unfortunately, in that case, what you actually need to do is go out and buy an RGB fan hub. So if you've gone out and bought, Corsair RGB fans, you need to then go out and buy multiple Corsair fan hubs with RGB support. So make sure they're compatible with your fan so that you can then actually get the full range of RGB support. But actually, if you're not interested in controlling the RGB, you just want fans that spin and look pretty, you can actually connect those directly to your motherboard. And in that case, you could actually go out and you can buy a fan hub like this, connect just the fan control part, the PWM part, to a fan hub, and then you connect this to your motherboard and also supply it with SATA power so that you're not overloading things. And that is something you could do if you just have basic RGB fans. In fact, like these ones, these don't have ARGB separate support. They simply RGB and you just connect them with PWM. But again, if you do have full expensive ARGB fans with separate support, you have one cable that supports the fan speed with PWM, and then the fan has a separate cable for ARGB, you can connect it to your motherboard if you only have like 2 or 3 fans like that, in which case then you can go out and buy fan splitters for the PWM and the ARGB. But if you've got loads of fans like that, you will then need to shell out on one of the really expensive ARGB fan hubs from the actual manufacturer, which is a little bit annoying. But I hope at least that answered your question. If it did, please click the thumbs up button and please subscribe to see more short videos like this. Thanks for watching.